Hello, geospatial students. I am doing a video to help you with things in the Intro to ArcGIS Online, the basic GIS skills using the mass shootings data set. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in to our Schoology and find September 1st, 7th. I'm going to go in and find this mass shootings revised CSV. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to log into ArcGIS.com. Do your sign in. I'm all set. The first thing I want to do now that I'm in the system is go to map up here. That starts a new map for me. Now I can go back to Schoology, find the mass shootings revised CSV, open it, and I want to download it. So it's this right here, download. And once I have it down here, I can go back to my map and I can just drag it right onto the map. It's in the CSV format, comma delimited, and that is what the software needs. So just a reminder, here's my zoom in, zoom out, and I have all this information over here now that you have a login. So there's several things I'm going to ask you to learn today, and here is, we've opened a map. We've added data to a map, reminding you that we can change the base map here to imagery, imagery hybrid, and that'll change the base map. It's a little bit hard to see that way, so I'm going to go back to topographic for now. The next skill is reading data on a map. So you can look at these orange circles and what information does that give you? Here's the legend, and it's right here, total victims. Total victims. So more than 600, 450, between. So there we have that information. You can answer the questions accordingly. If you want to look at the data table, I can go here and see a pop-up that shows me information about this shooting. So some of the stuff is not easily quantifiable. It's just information, and some is. Okay. So the largest one there, that Las Vegas shooting. If you go over here, attributes to show, you can change what you're looking at. You can change whatever's in the data table. So let's go take a look at the data table. So here we have the layer. This is the data that we just brought in, and it creates a layer. You can see our base map here is topographic. So you can look at the data table. Here's a legend. So there's our legend. See, we have black dots when we're out here in content. Details, add. Here's the data table. So under each layer, there's various things that you can do right here. Here's the data table. And if you use this bar right here, you can move it up, look at the data, and you can see just scrolling through both directions, it has all of the data. So oftentimes when you put data in, it's good to first look at the Excel file or the CSV file, make sure everything looks clean, and then open this up and just kind of see, what am I actually dealing with, what kind of data. So once you look over that, oh, and let me show you, you could, here, let's sort. So on any of these, if it's possible to sort, I can sort here fatalities, and I can sort ascending. So I can have the least to the most, or I can switch it and go descending, the most to the least fatalities, or injured, or whatever it is that I am looking at. Total victims, age of the shooter, so on and so forth. So once I'm done here, I'm going to just bring this back down so I can see my map. I can come out of the data table and go into other things. Now, say I wanted to go check out that Las Vegas shooting. Is this it? Oh, this is something else. So Las Vegas. Right here, here's the Las Vegas. And say I want to really narrow in on that. I can go up here to my search engine, Las Vegas, and I want to center in. And here is the location of that shooting. I'm going to close this right here. I want to be able to go right back to this. We use a tool called bookmarks. So I can put a bookmark, add bookmark, and I'm going to call it Las Vegas. And that's all right there. I can delete them, I can add more. But now if I zoom away or look over here, zoom out, zoom in, right here, looking at other things, I can always go back to that bookmark, grab it, and it'll take me right back to that place. It is just a location, it doesn't hold any data, but it will take you back to a location. So use bookmarks a lot in this class. They'll help you stay organized. All right, I'm zooming back out. All right, another thing I want to show you is our name on this is fine, but I want to show you that you can rename things. If I rename this layer, and I have all this 5 and revised and mass shootings assignment, mass shootings map. I'm going to call it mass shootings map. Okay. And that just changes the name. Sometimes you'll get layer names that don't make a lot of sense. And you can go ahead and change the name right there in that 3 dots. Adding layers. All right, let's add a couple of layers. So if we add, when you want to add layers, you come up here to add, search for layers. Okay. Now, what do I want to do? Let's add something easy. Let's add an equator. And I'm going to search, hit return and search. Oh, and it said no items found that meet our criteria. Why is that? Well, because I am in my content. My content doesn't have, that's just my account. You won't have anything in your account because you're just getting started. So I need to go down here and look in either the Living Atlas or ArcGIS Online. So both of those have a lot of material and a lot of content. So let's do that. I search again, and here we are. Esri Training Services. This is a great way to add this equator layer. Here's another. You'll see there's several probably options. To add this, I'm going to put the plus, and there we go. Now I have my equator. All right, let's do that again. Let's add another one. Now I can go back and you'll notice I've added that layer. So let's add another one. Search for layers, ArcGIS Online. Let's add the prime meridian. Oh, did I spell it wrong? I spelled it wrong so it didn't find anything. So there, I have it right. And there we go. Esri Training Services, that's a great choice. And I can add my prime meridian just to give us a little bit of geographical, just to give us some geographical structure. All right, so now just know that I put these, which are kind of throwaway layers. They're not the most important thing. So I can come over here to this 3 dots, vertical dots over here, and I can move this up back to the top. So that works well. All right, now, done a couple things to my map. I've added a bookmark, I've added a couple layers, time to save my map. So if you come up here, if I want to save a copy, like I want to keep the old one that I've been working on, now I haven't saved it all. So if something happens, I will lose this map completely. So let's hit save. I need a title for my map. I'm going to call it Mass Shootings Map. And tags are just a way to search. So you can always add the title of it. You can add a couple different things if you want. If you want to put a summary, you can. And I'm just saving it in my folder, Save Map. All right, so now it's in my map. Okay, so one thing else we can do is go in and change the style. So that's going to be something you're going to do quite a bit of. So I come over here, and changing style is looking at these shapes right here. And here we go. So show locations only. So this is just showing the location. There's no other information in this about anything else. But if I want to change the black, I don't want it to be black in this case. I want it to be blue stars for each location. I can change that. I can change the size down here. Hit OK. okay. And in order for it to lock in, I have to say okay again, and then done. So there we go. Now we're back out in our content. We can look at our legend or go back to our content with our layers and see that I have changed that. So let's say we want to look at a little more information though. I want to look at the number of fatalities. So now I change it to fatalities, and now I have this back again. So now the dots are different because I have a little bit more information here. I can come into options, counts and amounts, and here's these symbols right here. I can change the size of my, let's change it to the largest being 75. Let's do here, let's change these to green from orange. There we go. So now I've changed all that. You can also change the difference in where you want these to be. You can change the transparency. So I want to be able to see below. See that? So if I change the transparency to 50%, now I can see the cities through there. Visible ranges. How much do I see of the world? Do I see the whole world? Do I just see a little bit? So I'm going to leave that. Okay, and I'm going to say okay and done, and that will save that the way it is. And now if I look at my legend right here, I can look at it here for that layer, or I can look at it up here, either place. Okay, let's see what else we want to show. So you can mess around a lot with style. If I want to get back to how I'm finding, managing my layers, I can go back to content. All right, let's see how to configure a pop-up. So let's say I want to configure a pop-up. Right here, configure pop-up. And this is going to be when I click on a dot, what do I see? So I want to see the actual fatalities. List, yes, that'll work. All right, and then I want to see, and it'll give me the number. So let's go okay on that. And now when I click here, look, it says fatalities, and it has the information about that pop-up right there. Let's get back into here. Show location only. I'm going to go back and see location only. Here we go. I'm going to configure another pop-up for fatalities. Maybe we'll do, let's see. Let's do total victims for this one, just to have something different. We're here, okay. And let me see what shows up there. So if I click on something, oh, didn't save. I'm going to remove that pop-up. Okay, and then back. All right, so we can mess around with configure pop-up. All right. All right, now, so what I want you to do is, based on those skills, I want you to move through this, go in and work on what kinds of different things can you show? What do you want to think about in here? And make a map. Change the base map. Change your colors. Do you want a pop-up for weapon type or various different things that you can show, and you make this map your own. One more thing I'm going to show you here is search for layers. We can add USA states. USA states, and let's look for this one. USA counties. Let's do USA states. That one looks good. You can also, there's US major cities if you wanted to add that, that would be good. But USA states, let's see what this one looks like. There we go. So now I can see my states. And I am going to definitely keep that on here. And this is a good one to add And I can change the transparency of this. I can change the color. So this is location. Let me show you. I can change that. I can change the outline so that they disappear and it's the same color. I can change the transparency here of those. All right, and there we go. Okay, now I took away the borders. If you go in and do outline again, I want to leave the borders. I want them to be gray, maybe, or blue. Let's make them blue. Okay, and now my outlines are blue, so I can see my states and how everything shapes up. All right, okay, and done. Okay, and I'm going to save my map. All right, there you go. That ought to get you started.